not an astronaut on his mind without you and your drug-ridden dreams.
Here, Duke. Look, over there. He's coming for us. Assalamu alaikum. I beg your help. We've been lost in this storm for 2 days. My wife is ill and very near her time.
Here, let me help you. It is a bad time for my master. His wife has been in labor 2 days. What is happening here?
My wife, she's ill. No water.
We will take care of her. Carry her to my tent. She's almost completely dehydrated. Pulse faint, weak. Blood pressure extremely low.
My wife wanted our child to be born in the Holy Land. We tried, but the British would not give us visas. We thought if we could come across the desert, we could enter from the rear and slip into the country.
With just 2 donkeys, which are still more than 600 miles of desert to cross.
Well, the storm came. We lost our supplies. It was a nightmare. You know, of course, that we're Jews.
Yes, I know.
And yet you're still willing to help us?
We're all travelers on the same sea. Would you refuse me if the positions were reversed?
How in the name of humanity could I?
I am Sami Alfei.
Isaiah Ben Ezra.
The towel, please. Now you must watch what I'm doing very closely. Gently prise the lips apart so that the drops of sugared water trickle slowly into her throat. It is the nearest substitute I can find for glucose intravenous feeding. But remember, very slowly. She must not gag.
I understand.
Now I must tend to my own wife.
You would not have made this pilgrimage if I had not insisted. You told me the sex of a child is decided at its conception.
That is because I'm a doctor. I'm also a believer. Stillborn.
I'm sorry. And your wife?
Poor Nabila. Now she can never give me a son or any other child.
You can still have a son. The Quran permits you other wives.
I will never do that. And I will never divorce Nabila.
She can't be dead. Her stomach is moving.
Well, it may not be too late. The child could be saved. It's just possible. Maybe perhaps you had better not look. You have a son. You have a son, Ben Ezra.
What can I do with a son? With no woman and 600 miles of desert to cross. The child will die. Your Allah in his wisdom has seen fit not to answer our prayers. Your prayer was for a son. Mine was only that my wife would live. Perhaps your Allah is wiser than both of us. Maybe that is why he's brought us together in the desert.
I don't understand you.
If it weren't for you, this child would have died with his mother. You are more his father than I am.
That's impossible. That's ridiculous.
With me, the child will die. Allah has answered your prayers for a son. With you, he will grow safe and strong.
With me, he will be a Muslim, not a Jew.
Samir, did you not tell me we're all travelers on the same sea?
Samir, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Allah has answered our prayers. We have a son.
I had the most terrible dream. I dreamed the baby had died.
A dream, Nabila. Just a dream.
Oh, he's beautiful. Samir, our son has blue eyes.
Woman, will you never learn? All newborn children have blue eyes.
Master.
Welcome home, my son. I'm happy to be home, Father.
Are all homes guarded now in our country?
Some had even more guards. The prince has more than 100 at his summer palace.
Mother!
Forgive me, my son, but I could not wait any longer to see you. Washtini.
A cigar?
I'll stick to these.
Even your language is more American Arabic.
Not to the Americans.
I imagine you would like to know why I sent you that telegram.
But I knew better than to ask.
Of course. It was at the bidding of my brother. He has reached the age of 60. Allah be praised.
And the medical care you provided should share some of the praise, I think.
First, Allah. Then perhaps Samir Al-Fay. However, there was one field in which I could not help him, and perhaps Allah did not see fit to. A male heir to succeed him. Long ago he decided that it was the will of Allah that he would not have a direct heir, and that I, his brother, would provide one for him. It was for that reason that many, many years ago your mother and I made a pilgrimage to Mecca, and our prayers were answered with your birth.
Nevertheless, he has not designated me as his heir.
I think the moment has now arrived. His Excellency is summoning at Alai, and he has sent for us. I think you know what that means.
Yes, I think I do.
Now that you have finished your cigarette, I would recommend a cigar. Fit for a prince.
Those are £100 notes. More money than a warden earns in a year.
They're very beautiful, aren't they? You're free to choose. Any one of them is yours.
Thank you. It's a women.
You have a lovely son, and he has sound taste. He's also very American. Come in, my boy. Your father and I have been discussing your future plans.
I am your servant.
First, you are my nephew, and my blood. The world has been changing rapidly. Many things have happened since your birth, and we must change our plans accordingly. You know, I have always thought of you as my heir, and thought that someday you would take my place as ruler of our country. I have, this past month, concluded an agreement with American, British, and European countries to develop our oil resources. They have committed themselves to build refineries and help develop our country. All of this shows great promise, but I am still not at ease.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
I have more important plans for you, Badir, than to succeed me. I want a man who can walk in the Western world and take these riches which they so grudgingly give to us and use them in the Western way to acquire even more riches. If you undertake this task for which you have been trained and will be trained even further, then I promise you that your firstborn son will become my heir and the next prince.
I need no promise from my sovereign prince. I will take my joy in carrying out his wishes.
My own son could do no more for me. But there is one further matter to be arranged. Your marriage. You need not seem surprised. From reports that I had about last night, you should provide me with many sons. Your father and I have been discussing this very carefully, and after a great deal of thought, we have selected a bride for you, of whom you can be very proud. She is young and beautiful, and comes from one of the best families of Lebanon. In America, a girl of 16 may be considered young. In our lands, oh,
She's just right.
We are going to be married a long time. Sooner or later, one of us will have to speak.
My father says that it is a man's duty to talk, a woman's to listen.
Very well, if it is my duty. I was just wondering, Marion, how you felt, about our getting married.
I'm listening. Do I have to answer?
No, you don't. It wasn't fair of me. You don't have too much choice, do you?
Do you?
It's kind of old-fashioned, isn't it?
Yes.
In America, I almost forgot how we do things.
I've always wanted to go abroad. My father wouldn't let me. Did you like it?
People are very simple there. Most of the time, you know exactly what they're thinking.
You have blue eyes.
My father says it goes all the way back to the Holy War. Ever since then, blue eyes show up in the family, now and then. Marian, you're very beautiful.
Do you really think so?
I really think so. Would you still like to go abroad?
Yes.
Then we'll go to Europe on our honeymoon.
You took a spill on purpose so Ma wouldn't feel so bad.
I deny that. But even if it were true,
It is true.
please don't interrupt. But even if it were true, your tutor tells me that your command of the English language leaves much to be desired. True or false?
True.
Very well, then. Does your sister accuse me of faking grammatical errors to spare your feelings? Hmm?
I'm hungry. When is lunch?
You... Master. A message for Relief. Isabel will see that you have some lunch. Have to go ashore.
Papa, lunch together would be so much fun.
Sorry. Let me start by saying that no blame can possibly be attached to Marianne. I understand that she followed my instructions implicitly, and she did not leave her bed for 1 month. It must be the will of Allah.
How is she?
Well, she is very depressed, naturally.
Was there any indication?
It would have been a boy.
Well then, perhaps the next time.
My dear, I'm afraid that there will be no next time.
Chief available? He's talking to Stockholm, Mr. Carriage. Wait a minute, he just got off. Go right in, he's expecting you.
Morning, Chief.
Morning, Dick. How's the wife?
It's only, she says.
Well, I have some good news for her. They're flying to Tokyo on Wednesday, and we'll have a half-hour stop in San Francisco to refuel. You can have a drink with her at the airport.
Yeah. Well, alcohol isn't exactly what she's only for.
I know. Thanks. I spoke to the prince this morning, and he's very concerned about the election.
I'll tell him not to be. Won't change anything, whether it's Nixon or Kennedy.
They don't differ on Israel at all.
No, not noticeably. And certainly not during the election.
What have we contributed to the campaigns? 100,000 each. Is that money down the drain?
Not necessarily.
What does that mean?
Well, that means, Chief, that no matter who's elected, you'll be invited to the inaugural ball. Yes, Mr. Alfay. Excuse me. But are you the son of Dr. Samir Alfay?
Yes?
May I introduce myself? I'm Colonel Ben Ezra of the Israeli Army.
So I got it.
This may sound strange, but I was a good friend of your father's.
I don't recall my father ever having mentioned you.
I remember very well when you were born.
It was possible you and my father were friends then. That was many years before the Arabs were driven from their homeland.
Don't you wish for peace between our peoples?
Of course I do.
Then we have a lot more in common than you believe.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Let us go forth to lead the land we love, asking his blessing and his help, but knowing that here on earth, God's work must truly be our own.
John Fitzgerald Kennedy of Massachusetts became the 35th President of the United States today with a bid to the communist world to begin anew the quest for peace. The 43-year-old Democrat was sworn into office by Chief Justice Earl Warren at 12:51 p.m.
It's so fascinating.
They say there are four inaugural balls. The president is going to all of them.
As a matter of fact, so am I.
Why, Master? You want that much to see the president?
No, Javier. I want very much to see one particularly beautiful woman with long blonde hair. Don't wait up for me. Miss?
Yes?
I'd like to say something very witty and charming to you,
Yes?
but all I can think of to say is, how does it feel to dance with the President of the United States?
Are you a reporter?
Oh, no. What's your name?
Jordana Mason?
Jordan. Do you know the President well?
You ask a lot of questions for a man who's not a reporter.
I'm sorry, but I can't think of any other way to keep you from walking away.
Why don't you ask me to dance?
Excuse me. Is this table taken?
Yes, I think so, sir.
That's unfortunate. Bring us a bottle of Dom Perignon.
Yes, sir.
Are you here because you made a large contribution to Jack's campaign?
By Jack, I assume you mean Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
And an equal one to Mr. Nixon's campaign. So either way, I would have been here. And you?
I'm an instructor in social studies at Berkeley and was one of the organizers of the Students for Kennedy movement. It suddenly occurred to me, I don't even know your name.
Oh, we can fix that.
Bader?
Adir.
Badir Al-Fay, 370 Wall Street, New York. Media Incorporated. Media, what does that stand for?
That's the name of my company. Middle Eastern Development and Investment Associates.
So you're an Arab?
Mm-hmm.
This is a lovely champagne. And you're a very attractive man.
Well, we have the whole weekend.
We have we? Well, it's freezing here and I don't have any clothes for this weather.
We can take care of that. We can leave for Acapulco tonight. It's very warm there.
We're going to Acapulco, are we? Is there a plane leaving this late?
My plane leaves when I want it to.
Then it's true about all Arabs being so rich.
True? And getting through her.
You really think, don't you, that I'm going to fall right into your arms?
On the contrary. I wouldn't like it very much if you did. A slow descent, perhaps? Hmm?
Can I think about it and let you know in the morning?
Of course you can. But it would be a shame to miss a whole day in the sunshine.
It's been a heavenly weekend. Plenty of sunshine, swimming, marvelous food. After a while, I didn't even mind the mariachi music.
Or the fact that there was no sex. Hmm?
Is that in the form of a question?
Not particularly.
Good. Then I don't have to answer it. What time does my plane leave for San Francisco?
In about an hour.
Oh. Where are you off to? Hmm?
From here? Rio, then Algiers, Cannes, Paris, London, and then New York.
Is that where you live? New York?
No, I have an office and an apartment there. Beirut is my home.
Why isn't Beirut on your schedule?
Because I have a wife in Beirut.
Children?
Mm-hmm. Two?
Well, if I'm going to catch that plane, I'd better get dressed.
Your plane leaves in an hour, but you don't have to be on it. I mean, why don't you come with me? The idea of Rio, Cannes, Paris, etc. doesn't appeal to you?
It appeals to me very much. Very, very much. However, a weekend I can explain to my mother and father, but how long would we be gone?
A month or thereabouts?
How do I explain a month or thereabouts to my parents? Mason means that Daddy's ancestors were bricklayers. Alfay means that my dears were princes. I'm not impressed. My God, what a mess. People say to me, where is Jordana? What do I say to them? You tell them simply and truthfully that Jordana is living in sin with a beautiful Arab. You've broken your father's heart. You've broken your mother's heart. And you sit there joking. I'm very serious, Mommy. He happens to love me very much. He's married, isn't he? Just one wife. He's entitled to four, you know. When will we ever see you? Every 3 months, Vadir goes home for 2 weeks. I'll be glad to spend those 2 weeks with you and Daddy. I think your father would like to have a long talk with you. Very long. Good, because I have a message for him from Vadir. Vadir wants to open a $2 million account with Daddy's brokerage firm. What a ghastly nerve! What makes him think that he can bribe his way into our affection? Because I told him he can. It may take a little time, another million or so. Oh, Jordana, really? Come on, Mommy, come on. It's not all that bad. Come on, let's have a drink. Come on. Come on.
Aujourd'hui, sur les pentes d'Arlington, l'Amérique a enterré John Fitzgerald Kennedy, livrant son corps à la terre qu'il a si bien aimée et son âme au Dieu qu'il adorait. Suivant les derniers rites de la messe funèbre, qui a bouleversé le calme habituel de sa veuve Jacqueline, le corps du président martyr a été transporté de l'autre côté de la rivière Potomac. Au national des morts.
Turn it off, Vadir. I can't be watching it anymore. So sad. Such a beautiful man. A tragic end. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that it was he who really brought us together. And perhaps that was his greatest achievement.
What a tasteless thing to say at a time like this.
You'll misunderstand me, of course. But to an Arab, assassinations, killings are, well, a way of life.
Go away. I don't like you very much tonight.
What is it, Jordana?
I don't know. I don't know. It's not the time to talk about it.
What?
I guess I've been taking stock. Let me try and sum up the almost 3 years we spent together. I've been to Paris, London, Rome, Madrid, Berlin, Stockholm, Athens, every great city of the world, except Beirut.
What more can anyone ask?
Well, for one thing, I would like to be married.
Ah.
I will not be treated as a concubine.
We can be married. Under Muslim law, I'm allowed 4 wives.
Fine, then marry 3 other Arab women.
I don't want to marry anyone else, Jordana. I want to marry you.
Then get a divorce. I love you, my dear. And I want to be your wife, your only wife. Do you understand that? That's the way I was brought up. One wife at a time.
It's not that important, really. It's just the way I look at it.
Fine, then. That's the way I look at it. Excuse me, I'm going to bed. No!
Welcome home, Mr. Alfay.
Thank you. Have you heard from Madame?
No, sir. As far as I know, Madam is still in San Francisco.
Oh.
Will you be dining at home tonight, sir?
Yes. Let's have 2 places. Madame will probably be home by then.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Mason.
Yes.
May I speak with Jordana, please?
She's in her room. She knew you would call, and she asked me to give you a message. She doesn't want to talk to you.
I don't understand what's happening, Mrs. Mason. What's the matter with her?
It's quite normal, Mr. Alfay. Pregnant girls are usually quite excitable.
Pregnant? She's pregnant?
Didn't she tell you?
You all right? Yes, fine. Hello. Looks like you. Same blue eyes.
I remember what my father once told me. All newborn children have blue eyes. Name him Muhammad.
John, after my grandfather.
Muhammad, after the Prophet. Now, will you marry me?
Will you get a divorce first?
I cannot have an unbeliever as my only wife. Will you take the faith?
Yes.
Our son will be a prince. I bring you news of an heir to the throne, Your Highness. With your permission, I shall name him Muhammad.
A child of an infidel concubine cannot pretend to a throne of the Prophet.
I will marry this woman.
Will she accept the faith?
She already has. And already she knows the Holy Quran better than I.
You then have permission to marry this woman.
I request a further favor of Your Highness.
What is that?
It is not seemly that the heir to the throne is issue from a second wife in the house. I ask your permission to divorce first.
There must be grounds. It is forbidden in the Quran to divorce because of vanity or whim.
There are grounds. My first wife has been barren since the birth of her last child.
Yes, I've heard such talk. Is it true?
Yes, Your Highness.
Permission is then granted. And go in peace, my son.
What is it, Papa?
Your time. I'm so glad you came in time. I was afraid I would have to leave without saying goodbye to you.
Where are you going, Papa?
I have to go back to America on important business.
Thought you were going to stay a while.
I can't.
But you promised to take us water skiing tomorrow.
I'm sorry. Now, be good girls and listen to your mother.
It is getting late, Master. If we don't hurry, we won't be able to take off.
I'm depending on both you girls to take care of your mother and obey her. Okay?
Will you be gone long, Papa?
I don't care that the law allows him to cast me aside. You are my parents. You arranged the marriage. Now do something to keep us together.
There is nothing your father can do, Marianne. These things happen, and we must bear them.
I have given him my life, and this is the thanks I get for it. To be left for an American whore with blonde hair who has given him a bastard son.
Badir had no choice. It was the prince's command and the will of Allah.
It may be the will of Allah, but he will pay for it someday. His daughters will know of his betrayal. He will be as nothing in their eyes. He will not see them again.
Don't you cry. No need to cry any longer. Your mother and father are being married right now.
My parents are beside themselves with joy.
Naturally, because they have a ready-made, prepackaged grandson.
My dear, your son cries like a prince.
Let's not rush things, Father. He won't officially be a prince till he's 10.
The mere technicality already as a princely bearing. Look at him, can't you see it?
Sure, I can see it. Jordan, what do you think?
Well, I think... I'll tell you one thing. He wets like a prince.
You have made a wise choice, Badir. Already, in my eyes, I regard you as my very own.
by all means, feel free. I deem it the greatest honor to be held in such high esteem. I shall make every effort to be worthy of it.
I know that with the help of Allah, you will give, my dear, many sons.
I assure you, my prince, it will not be for the lack of trying.
If your son is to be my heir, you will make your home near mine so that I may see him grow and prosper. You will live within the palace walls so that you may be guarded from evil.
But my work, Your Highness, keeps me away most of the time.
Then you will arrange to come home more often. It is not good for a man to be away from his family too long. Go. Make sons.
I'm glad I was wearing a veil.
What do you mean?
I mean, when he got off that little remark. You will live within the palace walls so that you may be protected from evil. Didn't know whether to laugh or cry. I've decided to laugh. After all, what's wrong with a little healthy evil now and then? As long as it's in good taste, strictly in the family.
I'm afraid there's no laughing matter, Jordana.
Now it's my turn to ask, what do you mean?
I mean, my uncle has many good qualities, but the sense of humor is not one of them. I mean, little pleasantries like feel free, and it won't be for a lack of trying, are lost upon him.
What a shame. I'm full of little gems like that.
I hope, Jordana, you will not do anything to jeopardize our son's chance of being named the Prince's heir.
Well, as I see it, we have a choice. Either Mohammed can be brought up here and become a prince, or he can be brought up in California and become a surfer.
It will only be for a little while. I'll work on the prince.
Do you promise?
I promise.
All right. I'll give it a year.
I love you, my wife.
I love you, my master. How can I look beautiful? I'm starving.
It's only a couple of hours till sunset. Then we stuff ourselves.
It's not food I'm starving for.
Ramadan will make you a better Muslim. Muhammad doesn't seem very excited to see me.
Well, there's a simple explanation for that. He doesn't know who you are. After all, since he's been born, how many times have you been home?
Are you reproaching me?
No, I wouldn't dare. Simply reminding you.
You know how important my work is. You might think about our son in his future position.
Since I accepted this banishment, I've had nothing else to think about except our son. Come on, I'll introduce you to him. Mohammed, kiss your father. No. Don't be offended. So far, that's the only word in his vocabulary.
The only one?
Not really. Sometimes he says never. That usually comes at bedtime.
Muhammad, my son. My dearest son.
Promised me I wouldn't have to stay cooped up here. That after a year, I could live with you wherever you were. Might as well admit it. I smoked 2 cigarettes this afternoon, well before sunset. What would your dear prince say if he knew that?
I shudder to think. You're lucky to be living here. In Saudi Arabia, you would be whipped. In Libya, you would be thrown into jail.
I think I should prefer that. You'd have visiting privileges. I might see you more often. I'm sorry.
just that I think we never should have been separated. And Ramadan is not my favorite holiday.
I'm sorry, too. But you know, there are some very nice things about Ramadan.
There are?
Today is the 17th day. Over 1,100 years ago, the Prophet flew bodily to the Dome of the Rock.
You believe that?
I believe what the prince believes. At least until our son is the official heir.
And for that, you would sacrifice everything.
Yes, everything and everyone, if that's how it has to be. I don't believe our problems are insoluble. According to the legend, any Muslim who sees the skies open with a shaft of light on a night like this will be granted any wish, no matter how selfish.
That I would love to believe. I have a very selfish wish. I wish we could go back to Washington where we first met. To Acapulco, San Francisco, Paris. To the days before we were married. To the days when we were inseparable.
Do you believe I love you any less now?
Oh, that's better. That's much better.
Jordan, I'm afraid we'll have to wait.
Why?
Have you forgotten that during Ramadan it is forbidden, day or night?
Well, today's the 17th day. 30 days, half September, less than 2 weeks.
It won't work, Jordana. It is very urgent that I be in New York next week at the very latest.
You and your shafts of light.
Yeah?
Beirut calling, Mr. Alfay.
I'll take it. Hello? Yes? What is it? I don't have too much time. I'm flying to Houston in... What? When? Where in Paris? Alone? Mohammed. I see. All right. Thank you.
I expected you even a little sooner. What held you up? Headwinds?
Where is Mohammed? You brought him with you, I understand.
Of course.
Where is he?
In the park with his nanny.
Did the prince give you permission to leave the palace?
No, it suddenly struck me after almost 3 years on the slow type that I would never get away unless I took direct action. And I also figured, rightly you see, that it was a sure way to get to see you. How are you, my darling?
I must send a message to the prince that you felt ill, panicked, and flew to Paris to consult some doctors.
If severe boredom is an illness, then you stumbled upon the truth. Mohammed won't be back from the park for at least an hour yet.
It's unseemly for a wife to make advances.
What's the matter, my dear? Don't I do anything for you anymore? Is there someone else?
No.
And what is it?
They took my faith. You study the Quran. You know that it's a wife's duty to bow to her husband's will.
Marrying you did not make me a second-class citizen. I have rights and feelings, too.
Then you have forgotten what's written. A wife is a man's possession. And he's only entitled to those rights and feelings which he allows her.
This is not the Middle Ages. You can't lock me up in a harem. What would you say if I were to go to San Francisco tomorrow and file for divorce?
If you did that, you would never see Mohammed again.
You wouldn't do that.
I can and I will. There will be no divorce. I will not have my son's accession to the throne threatened by scandal.
What
is it that you want me to do, dear?
Since you're a believer in women's freedom, I grant you freedom to do whatever you wish, as long as we remain married. But there are two restrictions. The first, Muhammad shall continue to be raised in our ways as an Arab.
And the second?
Discretion. You will do nothing to bring disgrace on our house.
But I don't want such freedom from you. I never intended...
Is Muhammad in the Bois?
No. Park Monceau.
I have to see him immediately.
And then?
Then I'll seek out the mosque. It will be time for the afternoon prayers.
Will you face Mecca? Or Wall Street?
Thank you. What time is it?
It is 14 hours, 15 minutes French time. Little master spent a restful time.
Yes, thank you. Where are we?
Over the English Channel. The captain asked me to inform you that we will be in Nice in 1 hour and 40 minutes.
Good. Wake them and tell them to dress. I hope you enjoy your staying on the Riviera.
Oh, we're very excited. It's our first trip here. Yes, we're only sorry that we won't be seeing you.
Business, always business. But if there is anything you need, just call Rashid. He'll take care of things.
Oh, it will be a pleasure, then.
Not too much of a pleasure, because first thing Monday morning, you'll be returning to the office in Paris. The ladies' car is waiting at the gate. Well? £10 million sterling deposited at your account, Bank of Syria, Geneva. Contact Aliyah Sphere, Majestic Hotel Khan for further details. You know who Aliyah Sphere is? Sure do. Financial agent for Aliqua. Took them some time, but Aliqua is now, I understand, of all the Fedayeen splinter groups, the most powerful.
And the richest. After all, £10 million sterling. I wonder what they want you to do for it.
Well, we'll see.
When would you like to see this, Mr. Yassir?
Tonight. Invite him to depart in the yacht. I'll see you there at 11 o'clock.
I'll set it up.
Yassir, of course, it will be my pleasure. I'm looking forward to meeting His Excellency. Thank you. It is done. We're to meet on his boat tonight. Tell Leila I want to see her.
Leila! Leila.
Your meeting is over. When will we leave?
That's what I wanted to see you about. We're booked on tomorrow's plane for Beirut, but there might be a delay.
I have a meeting with your father tonight.
You're not going to give me away. I would not have dared leave the school in Montreux if I...
No, he knows nothing about this. Yassir has business with him.
What kind of business?
We want your father to handle investments for us. He can purchase material and supplies that we cannot possibly get near.
I don't trust him. My father sympathizes only with money and power. Justice and the suffering of people mean nothing to him.
Your father is an Arab.
He is not. He is more Western than Arab. Otherwise, he would not have divorced my mother to marry that woman. It is the same with his business. It would not surprise me that he even trades with the Israelis, or that he has Western friends who are Jewish.
It is the most dangerous kind of bakery.
Oh, she has ideals.
We need her because we need her father.
Oh, she hates her father.
Why do you think she's joined the Fayadeen? The day after tomorrow, she will be in a training camp in the mountains of Lebanon. Once she is there, and under their control, Badir Al-Fay will be more amenable to our suggestions.
Jordana. Are you awake? I thought you were asleep.
I was. Did you have a good flight?
Mm-hmm.
Mohammed will be glad to see you. Be able to spend some time with him this trip?
I plan to be here until Wednesday. Perhaps tomorrow I'll take him down to Sardinia and spend a few days there.
That would be nice. Well, I have to dress for the party. You better get dressed too. Something the matter?
Are you pretending you didn't notice the jewel case on the pillow?
No, I won't pretend. I noticed it.
You don't care enough to open it?
No, not particularly.
You're not even curious, hmm?
Yes, but it can wait. I'm sure it's very beautiful, very expensive, and utterly meaningless.
Why do you say that?
Because it's my birthday. An extravagant gift is what is expected of you. The news will get around. Did you see what Badir Al-Fay gave his wife Jordana for her birthday? They must be so much in love. I thank you for your thoughtfulness, Badir. That was stupid of you. Now I won't be able to attend my own birthday party.
You will come to the party, even if you have to wear a veil like all good Muslim women. Happy birthday.
Nearly 1 o'clock.
Oh, it is Madame's birthday after all. Mr. Al-Fay would not want to discuss business until after she's made her entrance.
Western women are very different from Arab. They take liberties our women would never dream of. My wife...
behalf of my wife and myself, we thank you for being with us on this joyous occasion. Now, I'm about to make a profound statement. Dinner is served.
Le temps s'améliorera demain, Monte Carlo. La température maximum sera d'environ 20 degrés. Un brouillard matinal le lendemain.
You will, of course, receive your 10% commission on that balance also. That means that you will receive almost £1 million just to clear the money through your account. And I can inform my principals that you will attend to this matter for them.
No.
No.
The £10 million you deposited for me will be returned when the banks open Monday morning. You will express to your people my regrets in not being able to be of service to them. I'm sure they can find others more qualified in these matters than I.
Mr. Alfay, if you join us now, you will be with the victors. With or without you, we will make deals to provide for the Fayyadeen to fight. The sands of the desert will turn red with the blood of our enemies.
And our own. Come in. Please escort Mr. Yastir back to the party. Glad to see you again.
Anything's possible?
Like it very much. You know the Zoom Zoom in Johnny Pan?
Of course.
Perhaps some evening we could...
Excuse me. Are you angry with me?
Why?
You mean I went to all that trouble and you're not even angry with me?
No more than usual.
It's too bad. I'll have to try harder next time.
I want Muhammad on board by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
I'll see to it. It'll be nice. It's been a long time since we've been together with Muhammad.
I asked for my son.
What are you doing here?
I'm all packed. Can you see him? He's water skiing with his son.
Your brother.
He is not my brother. He is the son of an American whore.
Let's try to be fair. Your father needed sons. Your mother could bear no more children.
You men are all alike.
Come.
What plane are we taking?
The morning plane to Rome, then the 1:30 connection to Beirut.
I wonder what my father would think if he knew I was here.
What should we do now, Papa?
Well, we've been so happy having a good time, we haven't had time to talk.
Okay, what should we talk about?
Suppose we talk in Arabic, hmm?
I find Arabic very hard to say. You're not angry with me, are you, Papa? I can talk in French. La même chose.
I'm not angry with you, Muhammad. Tell me, have you been studying your Quran? It's all right, Muhammad. It's all right.
I
feel you're ashamed of me.
I will never be ashamed of you, my son. I'm very proud of you.
Really, Papa?
Really. Now, I want to have a little talk with your mother, and then we'll have some lunch, okay? Why have you been neglecting Muhammad's studies in Arabic?
I didn't think it was important. After all, it's a summer vacation.
Not important. Do you realize that Muhammad is going to be the ruler of 4 million Arabs, and he can't even speak his own language? I will cable my father to send a tutor, and when they return this fall, I'm sending him back to my parents' home to live. Maybe there he will be brought up properly.
And me? What plans have you made for me?
None at all. You can do whatever you damn well please. I will let you know when I need you.
You'd better wipe those smiles off your faces.
Attention!
At ease. Your struggle is only beginning. Here you will be taught many things. Weaponry, guns, rifles, knives. How to make bombs. How to kill with your bare hands. From this moment on, your real names will be forgotten and never used in this camp. You will answer only to the name assigned to you, so that in case of unforeseen capture, you will never give away the names of your comrades. I wish you luck.
Attention!
Dismissed.
Not your barracks, girls. Your day begins at 5 tomorrow morning.
You were told to keep your head down. You could have been picked off from 100 yards away.
Oh, come on, honey. These are only war games.
Only war games. Those are real bullets they're using. One of you stupid women has already been killed, 3 wounded, and you call it games. Down!
What the hell is going on up there?
How should I know? You told me to keep my head down.
You were supposed to be the advanced scout, you know.
Well, you tell me how I'm supposed to do both. Find out what's happening without raising my head out of the foxhole?
You know, you're the only woman in that platoon I have not had.
Really? Well, I'm going to try to resist. This heat's worn me out.
Come on. What's the matter with you? Why so old-fashioned? Maybe I could teach you how to relax and have some fun.
I doubt it. He may have taught me how to use this gun, but how to enjoy sex, I already know.
I did not doubt that for a minute. I was only worried you'd get out of practice. Move.
What time is Giordano's plane arriving?
ETA is 6 o'clock. I checked that before lunch. It's running about 15 minutes late.
What are the arrangements for tonight?
Oh, everything's taken care of, Chief. Bank people have all been checked into the club itself. Dinner will be in a private room with cocktails first. The garden right over there. That way we'll all have a chance to get to know each other.
Any consolations?
Oh, no. They'll all be there. They're just as curious about you as you are about them.
I wonder what they would think if I showed up in a traditional costume.
There'll probably be a coronary or two. I've already heard talk. They suspect you of being nothing more than a simple savage. It's strange, but, well, think. They're a very snobbish group. All wasps. No foreigners, no Catholics, no Jews.
That's why I asked Giordano to come. They should love her. They don't come any waspia.
Well, they'll love her. She's very easy to love.
It is 15 minutes to 8, Master.
Thank you. That gives me time for a shower. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were still here. almost forgotten how beautiful you are. Jordan, look at me. What has happened to us that we have become strangers? There are so many things that are wrong. I would not know where to begin to correct them. Misty, there's no one else like you for me.
I know that, my dear. Why do you stay away? Why all the others?
They mean nothing. They're only to pass the time. Is it like that with you? Huh?
Does it make you jealous? Aren't you angry with me?
Have I had the right? Judgment is when we stand before Allah and our book is read.
Oh, my dear. What does that mean?
My sins are enough for me to bear. There is but one request I make of you.
What is that?
Never with a Jew. To all others, I'll be as blind as you.
Must there be others?
I cannot answer that for you. I'm a man.
And I am a woman. More woman than you can handle.
You are to return to Beirut to your mother's home. You will be contacted then and directed to your next assignment.
Is that all, ma'am? Nothing else?
That is all at this time. But don't worry. You'll hear from us.
But how will I know? Isn't there a code or somewhere I will be sure of?
When the call comes, you will know. For now, your assignment is to go home and wait. You will not involve yourself or go near any political groups, no matter how sympathetic they are to our cause. You will keep your own counsel and remain within the normal social confines of your family. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck. Dismissed.
You know, you owe me something.
I do? What?
Well, there were 14 girls in your platoon. You're the only one I did not go to bed with.
Poor fellow. I'm sorry.
Well, you should be. 13 is an unlucky number. Something bad will happen because of it, too. You wait and see.
I doubt it. Look at it this way. You have something to look forward to.
I'll strike a bargain. If we ever meet again, no matter where, we make music together.
Agreed.
That's war. You did the same sort of thing to them.
What do you mean by you?
I'm only a mercenary. I'm paid to teach you what to do in these stupid wars. Come on. Did I tell you 13 was an unlucky number?
You know, but dear, I've always been very concerned about the rivalry between your people and the Israelis.
America is pro-Israel.
You've got to understand the American mentality. We have sympathy for the underdog. And Israel has very successfully played upon that in their propaganda. First against the British and now against you people.
The Jews will never be content with what they have. They will always want more.
Well, now, that could be true, but... But dear, you know, that's a great name. Certainly beats the hell out of Joe.
I bequeath it to you.
Oh, well, now I've heard of Arab hospitality, but well, that's just a little bit ridiculous. I'll make you a deal, though. You keep your name and give me your wife.
God, what a night. I don't believe it.
Don't you believe what?
There are still people in the world like that.
You mean that Mr. Hutchinson, or Joe as you would like to be called?
Naturally.
He's a real winner. He was talking about his war experiences in North Africa, and he referred to the women as groups. He didn't even realize he was talking to me about Arabs.
When you let that pass.
Oh, yes. After all, there's one thing we pirates have in common. Greed. Well, our mission here is accomplished. You were a big help. Thank you.
Granada?
Carriage and I are leaving for Los Angeles in the morning. You going back to France?
Oh, I thought I'd stay in L.A. for a few days. See some friends. Maybe go up to San Francisco. Visit Mommy and Daddy.
Very good. You can use my bungalow at the Beverly Hills Hotel if you like. Rashid is staying there. If there is anything you need, just call on him.
That would be very nice. Thank you.
Yes. Mr. Yasfir and Mr. Zayed are waiting right across the lobby. Thank you.
Madame Alfay, so nice to see you again.
Now, you remember Mr. Yassir. He was at your birthday party in New York.
Oh, yes, of course. How are you, Mr. Yasir?
I am fine. And you are even more beautiful than I remembered. But I must apologize. I'm already late for an appointment.
Shall we?
I hope our dear doesn't have any business with that man.
Oh, I don't think so. Why do you ask?
I don't know. Woman's intuition. I don't know. I sense something dangerous about him. Tell me about our host tonight.
Oh, I'm surprised you don't know him. Used to be a big star. Cowboy pictures, epics, spectaculars. Now he has a television series and throws parties. You know the part. Food, flattery. Everybody loves everybody, and then they show a movie. Except Terry Sullivan only shows his own movies. Still, that is the price one pays for roast beef and California champagne in his unique path. Do you think you just stop breathing because you know you're going to die someday? There are no guarantees. Take a chance.
I don't like to take chances.
Well, what else is there?
Oh, there's a lot else.
What?
You don't like to look at yourself, do you, Mr. Sullivan?
This is just like kids.
Not as I was 20 years ago. Too painful.
Then why do you show your own pictures?
What my life could have been.
You could have had it.
To punish myself for having made so much money when I didn't deserve it. You don't seem to be too interested in it either.
I saw it when I was a child. I didn't like it very much then either.
What kind of films do you like?
What kind of films they make today? Modern ones.
X-rated? What do you mean, porno?
I've never seen a porno film.
Would you like to see one?
Well, I might. But I can't imagine going into one of those sleazy theaters.
You don't have to do that. As a matter of fact, I can show you one right now. Of course, in that room.
What about the others?
They won't miss us. This film's going on for another 2 hours. I'll be back before then. Come on.
Sit down.
I hope you don't mind, but we'll have to watch it from my bedroom.
Not at all. Ooh! I don't see the screen.
I transferred the film to videotape. The only drawback is you'll have to watch it from the bed.
The bed does not look uncomfortable.
I'll put a tape in the machine. Only be a moment.
Fine.
Well, it's a shame your husband's not here. I should have liked to have met him.
Oh, he'll be back here. He's engaged in buying up half this town. As he has New York, New Orleans, Chicago, you name it.
Well, where is he now?
Japan, I think. Who knows?
Well, your tone implies not only who knows, but who cares.
You are very perceptive.
They don't waste any time, do they? What do you think of the performance?
Amateurs.
I ordered 2, just in case you came, sir.
Thank you.
Well, I decided to leave tomorrow.
Home?
Yes, to Damascus. I've heard they need instructors in the Syrian army. Why not? Nothing going on for me here, eh?
I don't understand it. I haven't heard a word in it's almost a month now. Maybe they think I was killed with all the others. Why don't they call me? I didn't go through all that training to sit here at my mother's house.
Just be patient. Your orders were to wait until you were contacted, right?
you have to go? What do you really want to do?
I want to make a lot of money like your father.
My father. Don't talk about him. You remember that bargain we made?
No, what was it?
Would you like me to come back to that room of yours?
That's the most sensible thing you've said today. Shall we? Yes, Chief. Dick, what do you know about this company?
Well, no more than you do, except they pay the bills promptly.
That's it.
That's out of character. Do you know any Lebanese who pays his bills promptly?
What? They're good customers. And another thing, they pay premium for express delivery.
What the hell's so important about dolls that they should pay premium for shipment? That's out of character, too.
Well, Christmas is coming. Maybe they want to make sure the dolls are in before then. Could be if they were shipping now. They began in September. Yes. Spare road, Miss Alfair, return your call. Okay. Get me a rundown on this company. Hello?
Badir?
Yes, how's Mohammed?
Fine.
Is he enjoying school?
I don't know if he's enjoying it or not, but he's going.
He'll have to go to school here for a little while.
Why?
The war, of course.
Beirut's in no danger.
I don't want my family anywhere in the Middle East at this time.
Does that include me?
You are Mohammed's mother.
In addition to the apartment here, I'm leasing a chalet Stadt.
Fine. I'll settle for that.
Good. Let us know your flight number and I'll have Shabir pick you up at the airport.
That'll be fine. Bye.
Excuse me, Chief, but there's a girl outside to see you. Dick, I have no time for girls today. Send her away. I did that once already, Chief, but she came back a few minutes later with Jabir, and he said you'd want to see her. Jabir said that? Yeah. Who is she? I don't know. Neither she nor Jabir would give me her name. They said they wanted to surprise you. All right, I see her. But tell Jabir I'm doing this only as a favor to him, and I don't want you to repeat it.
Hello, Father.
Jabir, there are several things that have to be taken care of immediately.
I have strict instructions. They are not to be interrupted.
Pal, she's been in there over an hour.
I do not know who you mean by she. She is my master's daughter, Layla.
But I'm almost 19, Father, and it's not happening for me in school. Too many important things are going on out there, and I want to be a part of it.
Exactly what is it you want to do?
I would like to work for you.
Doing what?
I could be your assistant. Mother always said I should have been a boy, that I was exactly like you.
I'm afraid not. All my assistants have had special training for their positions. Much of that work is highly technical and specialized.
I don't mean right away. I could start as a clerk, or maybe a secretary. Why couldn't I go to school right here and work for you part-time?
Let me think about it. You know, I must talk to your mother first.
Why? You never talked to her about me before.
Is that what she said?
Yes. Why didn't you ever want to see us after you left?
Well, it's not exactly true. But it doesn't matter now. You're here, and I'm seeing you. Where are you staying?
With a girlfriend. Her family lives across the lake.
Swiss?
Would you rather stay there, or would you like to move in here with me?
Whatever you would like.
Get your things together then. Can you be back here in time for dinner?
I think so.
Very good. I have work to do.
Thank you, Father.
Don't thank me. After all, I am your father, aren't I?
Sorry I wasn't able to meet you.
That's all right. It's nice to be here.
Mrs. Lila.
I'm so happy to meet you at last. Your father's spoken of you so often. I'm pleased to meet you, too. Your father tells me you're planning to stay. If I'm not in the way. No, of course not. I'm delighted. Now maybe I'll have someone to talk to while he's away. He travels quite a bit. I know. Would you excuse me if I skip lunch? I have a class.
But of course.
You won't mind, will you? Besides, you two must have so much to talk about. I don't mind at all. See you at dinner, perhaps?
What do you think?
I think she doesn't like me.
How can you say that? She doesn't even know you.
Your daughter is jealous.
You're being foolish. What has she to be jealous of?
You don't understand women.
I must say, I did wonder why, after all these years, she suddenly wanted to see me.
Why wouldn't she? You're her father. Girls have a very special thing for their fathers. As a matter of fact, so do boys. Mohammed asked me just this morning when he could climb a mountain with me.
Tell him we'll go up to Stade the very first day school is over.
It's good to see them playing together.
Lila seems to have settled down quite happily with us. It's nice to be all together as a family.
Oh, I didn't mean to disturb you. I saw the light coming from under the door.
No. Come on in. You're not disturbing me. I'm just about to take a break anyway. Would you care for a drink?
Oh, no, thank you.
I thought you'd gone to Geneva with the others.
How could I, with a special Saturday class?
But then you didn't go to class today, did you? Didn't leave the chalet till after lunch.
Overslept. Sad, isn't it? Now there's just the two of us alone in this big house.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I still have a lot of work to do. Ende toujours Ketzi.
Where did you learn to speak Arabic?
At home.
But I thought you were an American.
Oh, I am, very. But my parents come from Jordan. Their name was Kuniji. My father changed it to Carriage before he opened his very first restaurant. He thought the Americans would have an easier time saying Carriage House than Kuniji House.
Are they still alive?
No.
Don't you think you worked hard enough for tonight? Jabir gave me these. He has the best hashish in the world. He rolls them especially for my father.
Oh, I know.
Oh, come on. Loosen up a little. The work will still be there in the morning.
It's good.
That's better. You know, for the first time, you're beginning to look human. You're not too bad for an American. I usually don't like Americans, but you seem different. Maybe it's because your parents were Arabs.
What's wrong? Don't you like it?
Well, I told you I'm a married man.
I know that, but your wife's at the other end of the world.
That's supposed to make a difference.
Does it?
What is it exactly you want from me, love?
I want to learn everything about my father's business, and you can help me.
I would have done that without you having to sleep with me.
But I want to sleep with you. Bonjour, Monsieur Vian.
Bonjour, Marguerite. Anything new?
Yes, there was a telex from Geneva when I arrived this morning.
What is it?
It's in a folder on your desk. I put it on top of the other papers.
Marguerite, locate Monsieur Yasfield. I have to speak to him immediately.
Yes, sir. Are you all right?
Never mind, just do it. Yes.
I have Monsieur Yasfier on the phone for you.
What is he?
In Geneva.
Ali, it's Rashid here. How are you?
Fine.
I have received a instruction from Monsieur Alfay to cancel all shipments for Arab dolls. I wonder if you knew.
No. Did you give a reason?
Well, the telex just says that the company is under investigation. I will send a telex to our office in Beirut immediately.
No. We have shipments scheduled twice a week until Christmas. This is the most important season of the year for us.
Don't you realize that without the Arab dolls operation, we have no money to buy arms for the Fayadeen?
I can't help it. I have to comply, otherwise I will lose my job.
Then you have a problem, my friend. If those shipments are not made, my associates could lose over $20 million.
That is something they would not care to do.
I cannot help it. I will lose my commission too, but I must keep my job.
You're missing the point. Point is to be unemployed and alive, or employed and dead. Did you know about the order to stop shipments from Arab dolls of Lebanon?
Yes.
Do you know why?
Well, I'm not sure, but I think they suspect Rashid has been taking money from them on the side. They're investigating now to find out if this is true.
Do you think you can influence your American friend to get that order rescinded?
I don't know.
Perhaps if you told Mr. Carriage that Arab Dolls of Lebanon is owned by friends of yours, and you would not like to see them upset.
What if he refuses?
You can threaten to go to your father and tell him of your affair. But that is only a last resort. For now, you will do no more than ask him. We will meet tomorrow at the same time, and you will let me know his answer.
Is there anything else?
Not now.
No, I can't do that.
Why not? I've told you these people are especially good friends of mine. I owe them a favor. Where's the harm of a few more shipments to go through for Christmas?
I'm sorry, I just haven't got the authority. Why don't you ask your father?
I can't do that. You know my father. He doesn't like anyone to tell him what to do. My God, Dick, it's only a matter of a few stinking toys.
No, it's much more than that.
More than what?
I can't tell you, sorry.
You treat me as if I'm a silly girl. I'm all right at something to go to bed with, but as far as anything else
Wait
goes,
a
forget
minute,
it.
hold on, will you? Don't think anything of the sort. But you're asking me to do something I don't have the authority to do.
You won't do this for me?
Can't.
It's not that you can't. You won't. You're afraid of my father. You're all afraid of my father. Well, I'm not. And someday all of you will find that out.
Yeah, give me Mr. Dupre, please. Okay. If you go to bed now, you can go horseback riding tomorrow, okay?
Couldn't I stay up an hour more and ride an hour less?
It's not negotiable. Come on.
Dear, thank you.
For what?
I've never seen Mohammed so happy. You've spent more time with him the last 2 weeks than you have in years. He likes having father around.
I like it too.
Hasn't been like this for a long time. I hope we can have more of it. You think we will?
Well, we'll see. In fact, I don't see why not. Excuse me, Rashid is waiting for me. Business. I did not realize I was so thirsty. Tell me about Arab Doors of Lebanon Limited. What is there to tell? Apart from being very good customers, I know little about them. You're lying. I said you're lying. We know everything about that company now. You've placed us in a position of running drugs into the United States. Because of that, we're liable to lose everything we worked for all these years. Now I want you to tell me the truth. Tell me, how much did Ali Yasfir give you to make those shipments?
He made me do it, Master. He forced me to do it, and I did it to protect you.
Protect me?
He had videotapes, which he threatened to expose to certain sources.
Who would be interested in pictures of me, especially from a source like that? Why didn't you come to me at once?
They were not pictures of you, Master. Now, I do not wish to hurt you, but they are pictures of your wife.
You have them with you?
Yes, it's in a briefcase I left in the entrance hall.
Get it.
I hoped it would not come to this, Master.
I said get it. Put it on. I've seen the man before. Who is he?
He's an American actor, Telly Sullivan. His real name is Israel Solomon.
A Jew?
Another reason why I did not want the picture exposed.
When did this take place?
After you left for Tokyo at a party at the actor's house in Los Angeles.
How did Yasfir get this tape?
I do not know. He did not tell me.
Are there other copies?
He said there were other copies which he would distribute if anything was done to stop the shipments.
Why did he leave this with you?
I do not know.
He didn't suggest to you that if there were any problems, you were to show the tape to me?
No, you must believe me. Only the thought that you might have believed that I betrayed you made me show this to you. On my father's life. I would not betray you. I would not. I would not.
Compose yourself. Do not weep like a woman.
Oh, I must have the words of forgiveness from your lips. I must.
And I forgive you.
Thank you. Thank you, Master. The light has once more come back into my life. Now this burden has been lifted from my soul.
Monsieur Saïd. Goodbye.
I see. I have to make arrangements for the funeral. His body will have to be flown home. Understand? Thank you. Get me Mr. Carriage in Geneva, please. Rashid's car ran off the road last night. He's dead.
I know, Master.
Rashid was an excellent driver.
Yes, Master.
Do you think that possibly could have been something wrong with the car?
Possibly.
He was quite upset when he left here. And he did finish almost a whole bottle of champagne.
I know, Master.
Dick, I want you to alert the crew to have the plane ready for a flight to Beirut. Just do it.
I just heard about Rashid. I can't believe it. You don't seem very affected.
Why should I be? He betrayed me. As you did.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know?
No.
Then I will show you. Come here. Sit down. Sit down. You will watch, woman, as I had to. I asked discretion of you. I specifically told you to avoid Jews. The man is a Jew.
He's not a Jew. He's an actor named Terry Sullivan.
His real name is Israel Solomon.
I didn't know. Did Rashid bring you that tape? Why? Why?
What difference does that make?
Are there other copies of it?
I hope not. For the sake of my son as well as your own.
But, dear...
Don't interrupt. If this were to become public, Muhammad could never be accepted heir to the throne. When we are at war with Israel, how can any Arab accept as his ruler and spiritual leader one whose mother has committed adultery with a Jew?
But, dear...
I said don't interrupt while I'm talking. By your action, you could not only lose the heritage to which you was born, but cause the loss of everything my father and I have struggled for all our lives.
But, dear, I'm sorry. We've grown so far apart, I thought nothing mattered between us anymore.
I've made arrangements for you and Muhammad to return to Beirut the day after tomorrow. You will remain there in our home in seclusion.
You're not to leave the house. You're not to see anyone. You're not to correspond or talk to anyone on the telephone until January, when Muhammad is officially invested as prince and heir to the throne.
And after that?
The day after the investiture, you will be permitted to return home to America to visit your parents. You will remain there quietly until you receive the papers of our divorce.
What about Muhammad?
You will never see him again.
And if I refuse?
You have no choice. Under the laws of Islam, the punishment for an adulteress is death by stoning. Would you have Muhammad see that?
My dear, I think you're completely insane. That child is my life. My dear, please. Please.
Don't waste your time, woman, begging my forgiveness. Instead, go and thank Allah for his mercy.
Mohammed, come back here. See to the luggage bag. Stay with Nanny, okay? Good afternoon. I didn't know you were coming with us. Do you mind? No, not at all. I'm delighted. It's just that your father didn't mention it. Madame Alfie, my father's second wife. Ramadan Sidki and Shadina Sis. Alan.
Alan, Fifi.
They're joining me for a weekend at home. Lila! Hello, Mohammed.
Captain Hyde would like to know if you're ready to take off, madame.
Yes, as soon as we're all seated, thank you.
We'll still be 2 minutes.
May I sit next to Lila? Lila doesn't mind? No, I don't mind. Raoul, when we're airborne, won't you please prepare the bed in Mr. Alfay's cabin? I'd like to lie down and rest for a while.
Yes, that's it.
All right, Chief. How was lunch? It was long, boring, and I got stuck with a chick. Where's Lila?
She went to Beirut.
Beirut.
Oh, yeah, I thought she knew. She left with Jordan for Beirut. She said it was all right with you if she and 2 friends made the trip. She wanted to go home for the weekend.
Strange. Don't remember a thing about it.
Mommy, they hit Raoul! He's bleeding! He's bleeding! Let's get back there with the others. Have you gone mad? You heard me. Get over there with the others. This child is your brother. Slut, he is not my brother. He is the child of an American whore. It's written in the Quran that brothers and sisters are one, united by the Father. Don't quote the Holy Book to me. True brothers and sisters are united, not one you managed to convince my father is his own. I've heard all about that from my mother. You're committing a crime against your father. I gave up any allegiance I may have felt for my father. He is a tool of the Jews and the imperialists. Now get back there with the others.
Don't any of you try anything foolish, or you'll kill everyone in this plane. There's 3 of us aboard. We're armed with automatic weapons and grenades. That puts us in charge of this plane. Do you understand that? Right. From now on, you'll do exactly like I tell you. You. Inform Beirut there's been a change in flight plans. Get clearance over Lebanon to Damascus. Got it. When we get to Syria, tell them there's been another change in plans. Get clearance over Iraq to Lebanon.
I didn't take on enough fuel to get back to Lebanon.
Don't worry, we're not going to Lebanon.
Well, where are we going then?
That's where we're going.
You crazy? There's no place to put a plane this size down there. It's nothing but mountains.
There is a place. I'll show it to you when we get there.
Chief, I have our man at Beirut Airport on the line. He's been there since 1 o'clock. Plane hasn't arrived yet.
What time was it due there?
About 1:30.
It's 4 now. This is a Fay. Call the air controller and find out if they have any word on the plane. I'll hold on. Nothing to worry about. Hyde's too good a pilot to let anything go wrong. Okay, thank you very much. I don't understand it. They say Beirut has no record of the plane at all. It cannot have vanished just like that without leaving a trace. We better call for a search.
Yes. Chief, it's me. I have a report here from Monsieur Dupre. He's given me a list of every person Lila came into contact with this week. Almost all the men on the list are known Arab terrorists, and as such, they're kept under close surveillance by the Swiss police. Now, they're all young, but this man Yasfir appears to be their greatest financial support. Yes.
Hello? This is Dupre, monsieur.
Oh, I have to tell you, the police here were greatly relieved when this Shadid Aziz on Rabban Sidki boarded the plane with Laila and left the country.
Chief, this of course means it's a hijacking.
I see. Then we'll be hearing from Mr. Yasfir very soon.
What we have to discuss is much too important for the telephone.
I think a meeting between us would be of mutual benefit.
Right?
Where would it be convenient for you?
I am in my office.
Not a very good idea. With all due respect to you, there are too many opportunities to be overheard.
We would be alone.
Only Allah knows how many bugs lie hidden in the walls of buildings.
Where do you suggest?
A mutually agreeable place. Perhaps a bench in the park near the statue of Mercury, below the Hotel Olympia.
When will you be there?
I can be there in 15 minutes.
I will be there. All the above conditions are met promptly. Your wife and son will be returned to you before 10 January, in time for the investiture of your son as prince. And of course, your aid in the war against our common enemies is expected. Idda aradu.
Signed Brotherhood of Palestinian Freedom Fighters.
You're crazy.
In fact, there's just no way you can comply with this, Chief. $10 million that you can give them, that's easy, but 50% of the equities in all your companies. You don't own anywhere near 50%.
I know that. You know it. But they don't. And how do you negotiate with someone who won't talk to you? Someone you can't find?
I know this organization. They're so far out, they've been expelled even by the Al Fatah.
How do you know that?
I know.
And do you know of anyone who can help me? Because I don't.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do.
Who?
The Israelis.
The Israelis? Why? Why should they want to help me?
Because I'll ask them to.
You work for them?
Yes.
But you're not Israeli. Why?
It's a long story, Chief.
Tell me. I must know. You owe it to me.
Yeah. Well, it goes something like this, Chief. My parents went back to Jordan to live. One day, a man named Ali Yasfir asked them to allow his organization to use the small village as a base. Well, after a few months, during which 3 girls were raped, many others badly abused, the villagers demanded he leave. And Ali Yasfir personally led his men on a systematic house by house extermination of the village. Only a boy and 2 young girls managed to escape. Oh, the Fayadeen loudly proclaimed the latest Israeli atrocity, but the children told me the true story. The 2 girls saw Yasser slaughter my mother and my father.
And so now that you've betrayed me, you think you should help me?
No. No, not for that reason. But because you and I both hope that Arabs and Israelis can live and work together in peace. It's men like Yasser who killed this possibility. They're the enemy. They're the ones who have to be destroyed.
They are the only people who can help your Muhammad, our future ruler.
I tell you, I had the greatest difficulty in getting him to even consider this meeting.
Do not worry. The man who was coming could charm even the devil himself.
General.
Mr. Carriage.
How do you do?
Dr. Alfay. Mr. Alfay. General Ben Ezra.
It's been a long time, my friend. This is your son. Allah has been good to you. He's a fine-looking young man.
It's good to see you again, General.
Do you know each other?
Yes, our paths crossed many years ago in the desert.
As did ours, Mr. Alfay. President Kennedy's inaugural.
I don't seem to remember.
Also, of course, I was dressed much more officially then. But I'm 13 years older now. It's a fate you seem to have escaped.
Of course, I remember now.
Of course you don't. But no matter. It'll help to keep me humble. Well, shall we get down to business, lad?
Of course. I must repeat our official position, gentlemen. A very delicate ceasefire exists at the moment, so we dare not condone any official action which might involve entering enemy territory. But there is nothing we can do about the actions of private citizens, so far as we are not aware of what they are doing. Have I made myself clear? Good. General Ezra is, of course, a private citizen. Officially, he has been retired from the Israeli army for 2 years. The young man with him has been retired from the Syrian army at the instigation of Ben Ezra. He goes by the name of Hamid. I'm honored. Now, gentlemen, I must leave you. Unfortunately, official duties take me elsewhere. Shalom.
Shalom. I have a particular map. Will you hold this? If I can ever find it, which might be of some help. Ah, here we are. Now, the first thing we must do is find the camp where the prisoners are being held. I knew that before the war, Hamid's last job was as an instructor at a particular camp where the Brotherhood was training a woman's corps. Your daughter, Lila, spent 3 months in that camp. Hamid reports to me that she was a very good soldier.
Then you knew my daughter? Oh, yes, sir. Did she ever talk about me? No, sir. What did she talk about?
Freeing Palestine, mostly.
We think we've located the one camp where they might be. Now, was your plane a DC-8?
Yes.
Then I'm sure we found it. It was an old camp that the Syrians used to have. There's an airstrip, and several hundred meters above it, cut into the hillside, is the camp. To avoid detection, we would have to set down at least 50 miles from the camp and endure 2 nights of forced marches over mountain ranges before we could be in position to attack.
Your Yemeni volunteers are right behind us. They're ready to take that airstrip now. Listen, they're a savage lot. You get them busy before they take action on their own.
I'll take charge of them. I'm going to make a sweep around the camp. I want you to meet me up there by those 2 watchtowers. I want you to take one of my men and scout out the hut where the captives are being held.
A hyena unto your falcon. A hyena unto your falcon.
Get some sleep now, huh? Mommy, can you go pop on for us? Soon, darling. Soon. I wish you would come tomorrow. I don't like it here very much. The people aren't very nice. But I'll be here soon. I want you to get some sleep now, all right? I love you very, very much. I'm an Oh, darling.
Aked lana zeman wusulak il al mater. Aked lana zeman wusulak il al mater.
My God, look at us, will you? We're as tacky a bunch of females as ever existed.
They won't let us go out except to go to the toilet. And then the guards stand in the doorway watching. They won't let us talk to the crew. They might be dead for all we know.
It's all right. I'm sure they're just fine, Nanny. I'm sure they're fine. I saw a man bringing them their dinner last night. I'm sure they're fine.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Alfay. I didn't mean to let it all come out of you. It's just gotten too much for me, that's all.
I think it's gotten too much for all of us. The real hell is not knowing what they're going to do to us.
Here, come with us.
Glasses. Sit. Madame Alfay.
Mr. Yasfir.
I see. You remember my name. I'm honored. I trust that you're comfortable. I regret that we cannot reciprocate the lavishness of your hospitality, but we do the best we can.
Mr. Yasfir, why don't you just get to the point?
I forgot that you are American. You are to read this statement into a tape recorder.
And if I refuse?
That would be most unfortunate. You see, the statement that you're to read is our last effort to save your life, the life of your child. Over here. Speak clearly and distinctly. Every word of this tape must be understood. Now.
Bud, dear, this message is being read by me because it's a final warning, and they want me as well as you to know it. We trust that you are convinced by now that the Arab world is with us. And we advise you to cease wasting your time and our time searching for the help you will not get.
This is our final message. There will be no further warnings, only action. Only you, Mr. Alfay, can now prevent the execution of your family.
You can't mean that.
I'm only following orders. Orders are very explicit. Take this to Ahmed. Your husband is a very difficult man, as you must know. And that puts us in a difficult position, too. Above all things, he must be convinced of the sincerity of our threat. May I offer you a drink? Take it.
No!
You slut.
left for cabin.
Yes, I hope Chris is there. I don't care what you do to me. Please don't hurt my child.
Any word?
No.
I'll speak to Sam. Tell him to relax. Come in. Keep down.
All right. The cabins which contain the prisoners are in the center of the camp. But you see, you must pass all these other cabins here in order to reach them. Your first cabin holds the men, the second the women. Each cabin has guards stationed in front and behind. Your command cabin is the taller building. It's just beyond the entrance. At the moment, there are 3 jeeps parked in front of it.
How many men do you estimate they have?
I would say 90, 100 maybe.
We have 20 in all.
18. We left 2 men securing the airstrip.
I hope 2 men will be enough to do the job.
There were 7 Brotherhood soldiers there. They're all dead now.
No prisoners?
The Yemenis requested permission to clear the airstrip, and I gave it.
I just made contact. A helicopter with Dr. Alfay and a medical team should be touching down at the strip force in 400 hours.
10 o'clock. Good. Everything must be timed to the split second.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Then we attack at 0200 hours and be on our way to the airstrip no later than 3. Do you think you can get inside to plant those plastiques?
I can try.
You'll need someone as reliable as yourself.
If you will guard my master, it will be an honor to accompany you.
I will guard him as one of my own. I want you to set up the rocket launchers and aim it at the strong points at each end of the street. After that, the target will be the command cabin.
Yes, General.
From now on, we're in the hands of God.
I wish we could go in now.
You're not a soldier. I don't want you getting in the way, and I don't want you getting yourself killed. You will stay here until I send for you.
It's my family in there.
You'll do them no good if you're dead.
Mommy, did you fight them?
No, darling. No. It's nothing.
Where's Papa? How can he let this happen?
When are you leaving?
Morning.
I wish I were going with you. I'm going crazy up here with nothing to do.
The only girl with 140 men in your board?
You know what I mean.
This will be over soon. Then you can come back to Beirut.
What happens to them when it's over? Do we have to? Even if my father gives us everything we've asked for?
There are too many of them. They can identify us.
But Mohammed, does he have to die also?
What's come over you? I thought you hated them. They stole your heritage.
Not Mohammed. Jordan and my father, yes, but not the child.
Child can identify us also.
It's hot in here. I'm going out for some air.
If I don't get back in time, you have your orders?
Understand perfectly.
She must go first. She, more than any of them, can get us hanged.
You reported iron?
Yes, and some are getting paid for it.
Lila, he's your brother!
Lila, stop it.
I'm not move!
Don't you remember the first thing I taught you? Take your head down.
You still haven't answered my question.
I came to get you.
But why, honey? Why?
Because I didn't want you to get yourself killed, that's why. You were always a lousy soldier.
But you were always the lousy liar.
Collect your men. We'll bring out the captives. Yes, sir.
I wasn't afraid. Honest. Mommy told me you'd come for us. She told me that every day.
Come on! Move it!
Come on, Nate, go.
Told me with automatic weapons so to keep him occupied for a while. You're not to wait for him. And backtrack and we'll pick him up to a original landing place in a few days. Good soldier. How many casualties? Okay, now pick up a piece of food, that's all. No? 2 dead. We're lucky. We'll throw them with their pants down. Yes, sir.
Get them moving! It won't take our friends very long to figure out how few of us there are and start coming after us.
For my mother and father.
It's 3:30. Almost on schedule. Those helicopters get here in time. You should be having breakfast in the Prince's Palace in the morning.
I hope so.
They're coming down the road after us. It's busy. The helicopters should be here any minute. We better make a quick and run. They've got some real heavy stuff.
Go back! Keep it there! Go on!
You know what I think? I think those damn fools up there are lost and can't find us here in the dark.
Maybe if we light a fire, it will serve as a beacon for him.
Andy!
I came here to get my family out of this, and that's what I'm going to do. Andy, how would you go about setting it on fire?
Open the wing tanks, fire some incendiaries into them.
Open them.
Well, go.
Fire.
Dick,
Get out of here.
But we can't leave him here. He'll die.
He'll die anyway. Let's go.
No. You have to help me
Get him to the others.
You know what happens to you if you go back? If they don't hang you, you spend the rest of your life in jail. Let's go!
I don't care. Are you going to help me or not?
Okay, we're ready now. I've moved them all up to safety, and I suggest we join them. Come on. Keep down, everyone! Blast away!
Don't feel bad, Andy. It's only money. To get out of here, I'll buy you another one. Are you all right?
Everybody's leaving! We stay until we get our orders!
Hurry, get you another chopper!
They'll be home in no time, Dick. Yes, dear.
I will not stand here if I were you, gentlemen. How the hell were you all night? I was making sure that no harm would come to Mr. Alfay's daughter.
Don't bother with me. Go see the young man. The young man will be all right. I'm not afraid to die. You've done well, my friend. You've raised a good man. It's time that he learned the truth. What is the truth? You are his father. That's all he needs to know. No, it is you who are his father, not I. He must learn that it was your God that brought him into the world. Sonny. Adonai.